Dude, I have a question for you
Sure.
about wrestling. What was your finishing move? Did you have a finisher?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was called the Zed Bomb.
Whoa! The Zed
Well, my professional wrestling name was Big Zed.
Big Zed.
As in like Z from Australia and
Zed, yep.
Yeah, Z. Okay, got you.
You ever see
WXYZ?
Undertaker used to do a power bomb
Yeah.
where he would pick them up.
Okay.
Well, I would do that, but instead of just letting them go, I would jump up and sit out with it.
Whoa!
So it was,
the Zed bomb was serious.
Big boy.
Oh yeah, we usually hit and bounced.
Oh my gosh, we should try that later on tonight with you, Noah.
I'm telling you, we're going to test the durability of this cherry wood.
But before we get too deep into that, we also have one last thing. You obviously are an Emmy award-winning TV guy. You work for Channel 4 here in Detroit. Won an Emmy, and what was that Emmy on? What was it?
We did a tribute to Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe.
Mr. Hockey. Jay, have you ever heard of Mr. Hockey by any chance?
I just found out about him.
Okay, yeah. So Gordie Howe, Gordie
no Wayne
Howe.
Gretzky or nothing. But.
Yeah, he's no Wayne Gretzky, but so that's awesome. I mean, I got a chance to see the Emmy.
That was an unreal experience.
It's got to be crazy. Yeah,
because you always see the Emmys on TV and all that, but to actually be at a presentation and have your name called as the winner.
That's probably cool.
It was a cool
so
experience.
Badass, dude.
Yeah, and I know you said that they give you like a dummy one.
Yeah, when you go up there and they're like, oh, here you go, congratulations, give your acceptance speech. So you give it and you go to walk off stage, and then the person that the presenter is like, give it back, and they're like, no, it's mine.
It's mine. But then they give you a real one.
Yeah, then you go around the corner, you give them your name, and then they give you this box, and they're like, here's your real Emmy. And
wow. Now I wonder if you could get my name is Robert Downey Jr. And,
and then sell that on eBay?
Yeah, and then sell that
You're
on
smart.
eBay. Yeah.
That's a businessman right there.
I think if you said it, they would believe it. I think that we should set a goal to win an Emmy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so we can join the
club.
club.
we have to like do something.
Yeah, what are the...
Well, actually, you guys could.
Really?
There is categories for web-based.
Wow.
Didn't know that.
All right, so everyone listening right now, go ahead and vote for do the people vote, or is it an academy?
Well, no, it's your peers.
Oh, well then I'm in trouble.
We're fucked.
Your peers in the video business.
Oh yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I hate that guy.
Research. Do some research. I'm gonna start hitting the top of the top. Maybe
of the
make
top.
fun of them, punch up a little bit.
Yeah, well,
and like I said, there's all different categories.
You know how we could win the Emmy?
Special interests and everything else.
We could win the Emmy if we had a company that was called Viral Cult.
Yeah, you're right.
Because then all our people could vote for us. Our peers could vote for us in the Viral Cult.
Yeah.
So
maybe one
guys,
day.
I'm telling you guys, anyone that missed Choices last night, the podcast last night, you can go back and watch it, and you can see that we have a new idea. Can I tell you that really quick? Because we have lots of time. We got lots of time talking. So you know how the algorithm of YouTube and Instagram and whatever the case is, they run who gets. It's much like how Disney picks, the next
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, Selena Gomez, and she has she may have no talent, but they're not saying she doesn't. But, all right, that just acts any possibility of getting Selena Gomez on the podcast. But no, I'm not saying she doesn't have talent. I'm saying she might not have talent. But they could still make her into a whatever. So,
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So what we're talking about doing is creating a cult, a viral cult. It's going to be called Viral Cult. You can check it up on all social media now that we have it. Now I can talk about it because no one can steal my media.
Wow.
We bought all the URLs and everything
shirts.
like that.
That's a cool
shirt. And so we're going to grow a group of people that now, let's say, because it is unfair. And hey, listen, our videos do well. And so we're in the... We're not in the elite by any standpoint, but we're certainly in that top rung, of like doing well. But the guys that, there might be videos that are better than mine that'll never see the light of day.
So true.
But if they're in the cult.
But not in the cult. What it is the cult will look for videos like this and then put it out there and then encourage all the members to share with all of their people. So we can take people that don't have the algorithmic advantage and push them to the top of the algorithm. So we can make people in videos viral.
It's like a community of word of mouth.
Yeah, community word of mouth.
Digital word of mouth.
Yeah, and we can avoid the powers that be telling us what we need to watch.
There you go.
We can create what we think.
We
not
could be the powers that
The whole
be.
viral cult will create it.
crazy.
So anyways, that's enough of that. Let's move on. We're not here to talk about my ideas. We're here to talk about Wes's ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So first off, why did you start doing comic books? I mean, what's the origin of that?
Well, actually, how it started was I was a screenwriter. I wrote movies and things like that. And I wrote On Dead Row. It's originally a movie.
Oh, okay.
And I still have the movie script, but...
And there's a big difference between a screenplay or a screenwriting.
I had to learn.
Yeah.
I was learning on the fly because it's way different. Because like in the comic books, you got to be more descriptive. You got to describe every facial expression that the characters have. Whereas a movie, you could say Brian walks into the room and sees Noah doing whatever, and then you have your
probably something I don't want to
Yeah.
see.
Usually.
If this was,
and then you let the actors read it and then
interpret what they
interpret
want.
with their own feelings and that into
Sure.
it.
Yeah, and that's where a director, producer comes in.
Right, but with a
like that.
comic book, I have to think everything. You
Right.
know, you have to think of the dialogue. You have to think, because like in the movies, because I've come from movies, and I would let the actor. I'd be like, okay, here is the script. This is what I say in the script. Let's do some takes where this, and then I'll do a take or two where you can ad lib a little bit. Give you a little bit of creative freedom because it's your character. I want this to be your character.
Sure, yeah, you always do.
And I would let him do that. But with the comic books, you cannot do that.
You got to create the character.
When I give the script to the writer, he has to have, or not the writer, the artist, he has to have everything laid out so he can draw it exactly what I wanted.
Exactly.
Isn't that great? That's so awesome. I love artists like that. Like, cause
I wish I could draw like that.
I can barely do stick figures. So like seeing details like comic books, they're just beautiful.
It's funny. I actually, weirdly enough, wanted to do a comic book. This goes back like maybe 15 years ago.
What was it about?
It was going to be about a man that would turn into a reptile at night.
Yes.
That's serious. I seriously was. I had the whole thing figured out, but it never went anywhere because.
Did you have like a name that you wanted?
Yeah, what was the name?
I can't. I did, and I cannot remember what it was.
Now, would this be a series or a one-off?
Well, I didn't get that far. I have a lot, as you can see with the viral cult, I have a lot of ideas. Not all my ideas turn into reality, I mean, I've got a 200 cases of tipsters in the back room that we can talk about some other day. But no, I think it's really cool. So, going back to the movie thing a little bit, a lot of people don't realize that Michigan was a hot spot for quite some time. And that's where
it was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I got out of wrestling, I was like, okay, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Because I've always had a day job because I'm always live the dream, but be safe too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I do the wrestling thing. And then during Monday through Friday, I do my day job.
Yeah.
But when I decided the wrestling was over with, I'm like, what am I going to do with my life now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then I decided to go to school, learn the movie aspect of it. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to still keep me, it's going to keep me behind the camera, which I was used to being the talent in front of the camera. So it kept me behind, but then I went through and I did all that. I did a full-length feature. I've done multiple shorts, and then the incentives went away.
Yeah, and so what people don't realize is that the governor of Michigan at one point gave huge tax incentives for Hollywood to come here, and literally Detroit, like Batman was shot here, Transformers was shot here. A lot of huge blockbuster movies were being shot in Detroit because of these tax incentives. And then a new governor went in, a Republican guy. It was before Whitmer. Snyder, exactly. Snyder came in. He was kind of a businessman, and one of the first things he did was axe the tax credits for the movie theater or movie business, and literally every single studio just said,
it was instantaneous.
We're out. We're done.
Yeah, it was like a David Copperfield disappearing act. It's just like gone.
You're taken away. We're gone. Yeah, because I mean, like literally, people were moving from all over the country to Detroit for the movie industry.
That's
and now they all went to Atlanta. It was in Vancouver, were the two places that basically.
And one guy fucked it all up.
The governor literally yanked it, saying that the tax. He said we're losing hundreds of millions of dollars a year, not realizing the amount of money we were gaining by not only jobs but also all the restaurants and the notoriety that the city had.
He didn't consider movie jobs real jobs, even though you'd go from movie to movie to movie to movie.
Yeah,
he said it wasn't full time. It wasn't real work.
Right, yeah. So, that's so silly. Well, it was so, it's unfortunate that one guy could come in and ruin, that so much, because that was a huge part of what Detroit is.
Damn, son!
Can we rail this in?